I think that one thing people don't realize is, they think when a startup isn't working that it's bad and stressful because no one's buying your product, and that is true. But when a startup really is working, it is also bad and stressful in a way because you're being pulled along by forces and it's not obvious that you can keep up. And so, what were some of the close calls?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a couple examples. On the first version of the app, I had created this simple hot wallet that was live on the servers, right? And I remember telling people, this app is in alpha, like don't store any money here, you're not willing to lose. And the company had raised about 150K or so at that point from Y Combinator. And so as early users came on the site, they kept depositing more money, even though despite these warnings all over the app, and it was getting closer and closer to being like 150K. And I felt like if we lost all the money, I would want to be able to pay it back or else we'd be insolvent.
You were tracking corp cash versus like how much money the company had versus user deposits, and you didn't want user deposits to outstrip how much money Coinbase had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I calculated at one point the growth of the deposits and how much money we had, and I was like, hey, we have about 8 weeks to put this onto some new system. I had the vague sense like we need to move the money off the internet, like cold storage. And so I didn't know how to architect one. I mean, I'd studied computer science, I took a security class, I had basic understandings of cryptography, but I never built like a really key storage solution or anything like that. So I called up like two friends of mine. I was like, I need a crash course, how to do this. How would you architect it? I remember asking one of them like, how long do you think it'll take to build this? And he said, a team of like 10 people would take probably a couple years to really validate it and everything. And I was like, we have like 8 weeks. And he was like, oh, well, you're in trouble. And so anyway, I tagged one of the other engineers on our team, and we basically just got to work coding up the first generation of the cold storage architecture. And we were sleep deprived, and we made some trade-offs that we thought were reasonable to get it there in time, but it worked. And it was like one of the most kind of do-or-die moments where if we had waited longer and the company had gotten hacked, we wouldn't exist here today, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Once it started to really work, I think there were other challenges about keeping up. I mean, one was just the level of customer support tickets coming in, and we didn't have a customer support team. So nights and weekends, we would 9 p.m. to midnight, we'd answer all the support tickets after doing the other work. Yeah, I mean, at some point there was like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 unread support tickets, and people were starting to get really angry and frustrated with us. And so we realized, okay, we have to hyperscale here. How do we build a customer support team in the next 7 days or something, right? And somebody on our team made this actually a 10-question quiz because we couldn't interview all these people that fast. And we had these people apply online, take this quiz. It was a really hard quiz about knowledge of crypto and all these things. We did like 5-minute interviews with a bunch of them and hired them in, and we started to get up to speed. So there was a lot of problems like that we were just figuring out along the way by the seat of our pants.